Well, there we go. Weddings are difficult, and you have to plan the details, even down to what flowers you're going to get, what vase they're going to be in, where you're going to put things there, what type of decorations. You have to pick the day, the venue. It's just thing after thing after thing, tasting after tasting after tasting, fitting after fitting after fitting, not just for you, but for multiple people. Mm-hmm. It's stressful and it's expensive. So even if you have, let's say, $20,000, you still might have a hard time making a decent wedding. Well, there's a way around this. Have more money. And that's what happened with a couple that we read about who met in the University of California. They met a long time ago, and it was like that typical story of friends become lovers. Oh. And then they started to get thoughts of marriage and going into the next phases of life. So they dated for a while, maybe actually a few years, like your cousin. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. And then decided to get married, but their budget was $100,000.
Oh my God.
Now, through their sort of dream wedding planning, they were able to adjust prices in a way that they were able to save almost $20,000 on the wedding, only spending $80,000, but they were able to build their dream wedding. And so this article kind of brings you through those levels of payments that they had to do. You know, $5,000 here, $4,000 there. Yeah. And it kind of details the difficulties of budgeting a wedding even when you do have a lot of money at your disposal. It turned out great. They loved the ceremony. It was one of the most beautiful ones they've ever seen. And the guests were very happy as well. So very big success to both of them. And we can only hope that if we ever have weddings, ours can be as big as success, or at least as lovely to us. Yeah.
I don't know. You and I, we got very different reactions to this article. Yeah. Yes. I was reading this thinking, this is why people don't get married. You know, just looking at the planning and the budget and everything, I'm like, you know, maybe I'm going to skip the whole wedding thing. Yeah. It's too expensive. It's too complicated.
Like ask that question actually, if you don't mind. We might use this as an extra question. Woo! Bonus question. What type of wedding are you looking for now?
I think having been through 2 already, honestly, I really am not looking for a wedding. I think, you know, it's something that maybe everybody wants to experience. But I think also, having been through 2, it's highly overrated. It's such an excessive amount of money and attention and time and effort and worry and stress. And it's one day. Yeah. It's one day. Yeah. And in some countries, it's not even the whole day. Yeah. It's just a few hours of the day. Yeah. And it's gone by before you know it. And you're just kind of glad that you got through it and you survived and you remembered all your words and nobody cried or cried in a good way because they're so happy. You know, nobody fought one another and you know everything went smoothly. And then you sit back and you think, why did we spend so much money on that? Yeah. Because that's just the beginning as well. Like there's so many things you have to do in a marriage after the wedding day is over. That is the teeniest part. Yeah. So I don't know. Yes. Is it really worth it? Why do we spend so much money on this?
I'm not sure either. I would be very happy with a very small wedding. In fact, if the more free the wedding, the better. Yeah, pick the flowers from the yard, invite a couple friends over, something like that. Because I do think the money that you spend on a wedding could so much be better spent on something like house, furniture, car, life in the future, things that will bring you into the next decade rather than get you through the next couple hours. But it's not very romantic.
Well, didn't we have an article once about how people are starting to think like this and they're having the really small wedding and then the massive honeymoon? Because at least then you spread it over a few weeks.
And the experience, a non-stressful experience.
Traveling.
Oh boy, yeah. Now, this is an interesting question. We're going to skip that first preview and we're going to go to the second one, which is, are there any wedding etiquette styles or things that guests should know in your country?
I guess if you are a Korean person attending your first British wedding, there are a couple of things to expect. It's going to go on for a long time.
Yep.
It's meant to be a party. So they will try and do things for you to have fun, to let loose, actually enjoy yourself. And these things, they don't want to drink. Often there'll be lots of drinks laid on, food, dancing, games. Sometimes my cousin had karaoke available, photo booths, things for you to draw on and places to leave messages and take time to explore the venue and try and engage with the activities and try to have fun. Obviously it might not be fun, but the intention is that you will have a good time. Don't take money. They might have a wedding list. I believe that's an American thing that many people have adopted. If you want to give a gift, you are kind of expected to give something because they're spending a lot of money on you for the food and the party.
Yeah.
So you give something, but they might offer some kind of list where you get to pick items from a pre-designed list or you take something. Don't just take money. But other than that, expect a long party and don't give money. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
That's a well summarized wedding. I think it's pretty much the same in the U.S. as well. Even down to that list that you were talking about. It is going to be a longer time. You're going to have an after party. There's going to be dancing, drinking. It is an event. It's not just a thing that you go to and come back from. It's your day.
And if you do get a wedding invite, it means you're somebody special.
Yeah.
They don't just invite everyone they've ever met and all their father's friends, because almost nobody can afford that because they're paying for the entire event. So you're special, you're lucky if you get to go to someone's wedding.
Or they feel guilty enough to invite you. But in any case, there's some sort of specialness happening. They hand it to the person next to you and they're like, crap, here's yours. I'm just joking. That doesn't happen. Anyways, but what will happen to transition really well is that vocabulary list down below. It's not a wedding list. You don't have to buy it. It's free. And it will help you even more than going to a wedding would. Go ahead and memorize it and use it in your everyday English, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Eagle eye.
Eagle eye.
Lavish.
Lavish.
Adeptly.
Adeptly.
Outlay.
Outlay.
Requisite.
Requisite.